Greetings all. Good morning. Well, we're slowly approaching Halloween. Yeah, price of candy's going up. Oh boy. Yeah, it's going to be an expensive Halloween this year. Well, as most of you know, I frequently will do Halloween videos about some of my spooky experiences in life. Well, truth of the matter is ghosts, UFOs, and cryptids and that kind of stuff, it doesn't really scare me very much. All right, that's why I tell stories about them. They're a normal part of my life existence. Ghosts exist, they're here, they're natural, and so on. Same thing with UFOs and aliens. As far as I'm concerned, they're here. No point getting too worried about it. So the stories I tell that other people find creepy are, for me, not particularly creepy. The things that I find creepy are the things that a lot of us take for granted. The dispute over Speaker of the House in Washington, that was creepy. Yeah, worse than a ghost story, for sure. For me it was, and who knows what they picked. Well, if you've been listening recently to the channel, you know that I've been talking a little bit about an AI privacy, because I've been discovering that I'm being followed around more than I thought I was. Sort of to recap this, I'm sure all of you know when you do searches on the internet or when you go shopping on the internet that you're going to get advertising for similar sorts of products and things. People will grab onto you and they will start advertising for stuff. Right? Hey, Gracie? Yeah, it's a good thing that she doesn't try ordering cat food. Oh, boy. Yeah, Kitty, just come up and say hello. So y'all know that, and in the past I've tolerated it just by loading my browsers. Yeah, when the guitar ad pops up after I shop for a guitar, I'll click on it, and then when another one calls, I'll click on it again and again and again until all I get are guitar ads. And I don't mind guitar ads. They could post all the guitar ads they want. Yeah, I like looking at them, actually. So that was how I used to deal with it. I came up with that years ago in California when I started getting dating services for gay men in the Bay Area. No, they got the wrong guy, all right? I don't know what the AI was thinking at the time, but... So my friends tell me, well, it's just because you lived in the Bay Area. Okay, well, whatever. But, yeah, that's how I dealt with it. I'd go guitar shopping. And so instead of these dating services, I'd get ads for guitars. Well, and one day I kind of got tired of some of this, and I was talking to my son, and he'd suggested that I use a app called uBlock Origin. It's on the Google App Store. And so if any of those of you who have advertising on your email browsers and you really want to get rid of it, go get uBlock Origin from the Google store. It will take care of most of it. On a Google browser it does. It does the same for a Yahoo browser for me. It doesn't seem to work on Microsoft's browser. Okay. I don't know what you use there, but I get advertising there. So I'm still popping on guitar ads with Microsoft's browser. And it's the fact that I still have this one email browser that shows ads that is creating tremendous suspicion around the house here about how they're doing business. It was some time ago that I realized that because I used a Google spell check, that spell check naturally was reading every word, right? Yeah, I mean, how does it check spelling unless it reads every word? Well, it's an algorithm. You don't have a person over there, but it's sort of impersonal. But it's reading every word in my emails, and I started getting advertisements for things that I never searched and things I never shopped. They were things that I know for sure had just been in conversation with my son, that he's talking about e-bikes. And all of a sudden, because of that email, I start getting ads for e-bikes, and so on. So, yeah, and I checked it. I found that the spell checking that they use actually is searching for advertising, because I've seen other things pop up that I know for sure were only written and spell checked. All right, well, that kind of bothered me a little bit when I saw it, but I mean, after all, I gave Google permission to read every word in my email so they could check the spell and punctuation. I did this to myself, okay? If I wanted to opt out, I could do that. Well, then it escalated, and other day, Ellen was talking to me about lapel pins. They're trying to get some lapel pins for the Orchid Society. She did not do any internet searches. I didn't do any internet searches. We did not exchange any emails whatsoever. The only things were that Ellen had located a local vendor in Hilo physically that could do the job, and we were talking about it over the dinner table, and I had my laptop open. Well, next time I look at my Microsoft browser, what do I have? Advertisements for lapel pin companies. I never searched them. Okay, I never searched them. It's the only way that could have gotten there, unless it was an extreme coincidence and beyond belief, was that my computer was listening. And that heard the word and said, hey, pins. All right. Yeah, because in fact, these ads that came back to me, I had a couple of ads for companies that make lapel pins, but I also got ads for thumbtacks, pins, period. Yeah, it was listening. Oh, that really disturbed me. And I turned around and I shut the mic off on my computer. It's off. I don't use the mic on the computer for anything unless maybe I was Zooming or Skyping, which I don't do much. You got to have friends to Skype with. So I shut my mic off. But there are still live mics around the house. There is one television that has a built-in Alexa. It's an Amazon Toshiba Smart TV with a Fire TV. Yeah, and there's an Alexa built into that thing, but it has potential to be shut down, and I shut it down the first day the TV came into the house. It doesn't work anymore. You can scream at Alexa, and she doesn't do anything on my TV. So I think that's not the problem. Plus, it's all the way over on the other end of the house in another bedroom, away from where we were at. In close proximity to the great room, the dining room here, there's Ellen's Google phone. There's a Google Chromebook that we were streaming radio from the Bay Area on, and it was on. It has a live mic. And then, of course, there's her laptop around. Anyhow, there's a possibility of a number of different appliances that may have been eavesdropping that caused this lapel pin thing. Well, like I said, I was shocked enough by it that I shut the mic off on my computer. And like I say, I tell ghost stories all day long, and it's a little bit creepy maybe, man, but no, being eavesdropped on by an AI and then presented with advertising to me is far more scary. That's Halloween stuff in my world. I've always known that they were watching me, okay, but I didn't realize that an open mic was actually furnishing information about me that someone was using. I didn't ask the mic to share information, nor did I ask the person to advertise. It was a complete eavesdrop. Well, And yesterday, Ellen pulled into the pantry over here and started rearranging coffee and rice and different things in there and pasta. She'd been shopping, and we needed to straighten things up so we can get our shopping trip put away properly, nice and neat. And so she's in there and she's digging around and digging around. Well, in the process, she came up with this, okay? That's a meal ready to eat. U.S. government issue. It's a menu 24, Southwest beef and black beans. Meal ready to eat, individual. Warwick Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. U.S. government property. Commercial resale is unlawful. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. This was kind of a gag gift or something from a friend. He'd given me some LED light up things so I could pretend I was at Burning Man and stuff. It was goofy little things. This was one of the things. I don't know its history, why he had it, but he gave it to me. Well, I looked at it and I went, okay. I'm going to hang on to this thing for the next time there's a disaster. Maybe it's a hurricane. Who knows? But maybe we'll need this. It never hurts to have, MRE around from the U.S. government. Well, all right. I said, oh, yeah, let's see. Where'd that come from? Oh, yeah, Steve gave that to us. And then I also had mentioned that maybe I could take one of my sons and serve this to them when they come to visit. Yeah, I probably did cite my son's name, Steve. Okay, I may have said Alex too. I don't know which one, but Ellen claims I said Steve. I know I said Steve because he's the guy who gave me this thing. Well, all right, fine. She moved it over some other place and just tossed it in the Lazy Susan. And, well, about 15 minutes later, I retired to the bedroom to watch YouTube. So I turn on YouTube, and on the recommended line on the channel, I'm scrolling along. I get about 6 videos down the line, and here is a thumbnail of this. Staring right at me. Same company. In fact, the contents, it wasn't Southwestern beef, but it was some other sort of Hispanic-y Southwestern type. It had beans and rice. I noticed that. I really didn't look at the video or read the bag that close because I knew what I was looking at. It was an MRE, and it was an MRE that even had beans in it like this one does. And I looked at it, I said, I cannot believe this. What? That if this is coincidence that she just pulled that MRE out of the pantry, and 15 minutes later I turn on YouTube and there it is staring at me. That's too much coincidence, especially when you want to try to combine it with the fact that I'm sure I got lapel pin ads on my Microsoft browser because of our conversation over dinner. This was a conversation, and there were at least 2 open mics in close proximity. Ellen has a Google phone. Might have been that one. Also, there was a Google Chromebook that was open and was streaming internet radio from the Bay Area. One or the other had a potential for a mic that could have picked this up. They were both Google appliances, and YouTube is a Google production, too. So, somebody was listening. Somebody was listening. That cannot be a coincidence. It's just too far-fetched. That's why I say, ghosts don't bother me, folks. But this AI stuff, eavesdropping, and on MREs. I had mentioned it to my brother, and I had mentioned this in the last video about it, what was going on, and he says, yeah, I got a Google phone, I'm at work, I'm searching. The guys next to me start talking about fantasy football. He said, all of a sudden I got ads for fantasy football popping up on my smartphone. They're listening, and they're not listening when they should be listening. In other words, it's eavesdropping. If it was, no doubt, somewhere along the line, one of those little boxes that says, I accept, then I didn't read the text. Most likely, I gave them the right to listen to my microphone. I probably did. Chances are they're not doing it just totally pirate. You all don't believe me. I mean, it's easier to believe in ghosts and flying saucers than it is in the fact that if I'm talking in my kitchen about a food item, that it's going to show up on YouTube. But it's not the first time it's happened. Yeah. It's not the first time it's happened. I still get advertising on YouTube because I refuse to pay. My son, he pays for the ad-free channel on YouTube. So he does not have this problem. But, I mean, I predate all of that, man. I was posted on YouTube before they had advertising. And so I kind of, no way. I don't like the ads, but you're not going to get me to pay to strip them out of there, you know. So, anyway. I don't know about you folks, but you all have a happy Halloween, because that scares the crap out of me. You all hang loose. Aloha. Well, and for all of you cat lovers, there's Gracie. She's been sitting here the whole time. Yeah. She come stroking up as soon as she heard I was here, right, Gracie? Huh? Are you my good kitty? Yeah, she's such a good cat. She got up a little too early this morning. And goofy, too. I gave her some food. I let her out the door, and I said, oh, my goodness, Gracie, it's raining. Gracie turned around and ran back in the house. But she decided to go back out again later on. So it was pretty funny. Okay. Aloha.